In search of sanity.
Hello, thanks for once again allowing Lily Bear to take you beneath the crust, where I talk about what you're afraid to think about. I'm so glad you're back. Great for rising. The Underground Railroad Quilt Codes. Secret messages in the form of quilt patterns helped enslaved peoples escape the bonds of captivity in southern states before and during the Civil War. Slaves could not read or write. Codes, therefore, were important to the slaves, and they were important to the slaves' existence and their route to freedom, which eventually became known as the Underground Railroad. History of quilt patterns. Most quilt patterns had their roots in African tradition that the slaves brought them with them to North America when they were captured and forced to leave their homeland. Africans' method of recording their history and stories was by committing them to memory and passing them on orally to following generations. Quilt patterns as codes were passed down the same way. The quilt patterns used in a certain order relayed messages to slaves preparing to escape. Each pattern represented a different meaning. Some of the most common patterns were the monkey wrench, the star, the crossroads, and the wagon wheel. Quilts slung over a fence or windmill similar to air passed on the necessary information to slaves. As quilts hung out to air were a common sight on the plantation, neither the plantation owner nor the overseers would notice anything suspicious. It was all part of a day's work for the slaves. Here's a list of some frequently used quilt patterns. The wagon wheel or the carpenter's wheel. This was a signal to the slaves to pack the item that was needed to travel by wagon or that could be used while traveling. It could also mean to pack the provisions necessary for survival, as if packing a wagon for a long journey, or to actually load the wagon in preparation for escape. Some records indicate that this symbol meant a wagon with compartments in which slaves could hide. Crossroads. This was a symbol referring to Cleveland, Ohio, which was the main crossroads with several routes to freedom. On a less literal level, the term crossroads also means reaching a turning point in one's life where one must make a choice and then carry on. Bear paws. This code meant to follow a mountain trail out of view and then follow an actual bear trail which would lead to water and food. Bow tie. This was a symbol indicating that it was necessary to travel in disguise or to change from the clothing of a slave to that of a person of higher status. Shoe fly. This was a symbol that identified a person who could guide slaves and help them escape along the Underground Railroad. Tumbling blocks or boxes. This was a symbol indicating that it was time for slaves to pack up and go because the conductor was in the area. Broken dishes. This symbol indicated broken crockery at some future landmark. Breeches. This symbol indicated that the escaping slave should dress as a free person. This symbol was used in a quilt or drawn on the ground to indicate that it was necessary to seek shelter. It also meant that a person was safe to speak with someone. Some sources even say it indicated a safe house along the Underground Railroad. Rose wreath. This symbol indicated that someone had died on the journey. It was an African tradition to leave floral wreaths on graves. So you see, you're not the inferior one. You were able to stand there, send messages after message after message. And not only were you smart enough to send messages, other people were smart enough, other Africans were smart enough to know what they meant. Comment, like, and share. Support our youth in any way you can. Keep on churning till the butter comes. Albert C. Richardson, a black man, patent the butter churn U.S. patent number 446470, February 17th, 1891. I'm Lily Bear. I'm just trying to create a dialogue. I leave you with this. If they close my book, you remember my story. You allow someone to make you feel inferior. Why did you do it? A Nat Turner Runner production. Lock and load. Lily Bear. Be encouraged.